Hello friends, thanks for joining me. Today we are going to be working on a swap and glue. So swap and glue is a collage collaboration basically, and we are sending each other images from magazines or books or wherever you'd like to get images from. We're sending them to each other, then we are creating collages from those images. This is a really fun collaboration, and it was started by Carol of Carol's Recrafted Boutique. And if you would like to participate, please let me know in the comments section. And if there are 2 of you or 3 of you or however many that would like to participate, we can get you guys set up with each other, or I will be happy to participate with you. In case you were wondering, why are we doing this whole swap and glue thing? Well, it's so we can have fun. One of the most wonderful things about collage is that it's very freeing, and there are absolutely no wrong answers. It's a form of self-expression or just expression, and you can tear your papers, you can cut your papers, you can use whatever images you want. It can make sense if you want it to. It doesn't have to make sense. You can be monochromatic and use all one color. Varying shades of blue or varying shades of red or pink or whatever. You can stick with one theme. You can tell a story with a collage. The possibilities with collage are endless, and the most important part of it is to have fun doing it. So a few weeks back, when I opened the envelope that I received from Carol, I knew I wanted to create a collage with these images. So the larger one of the ocean and the sky, I went ahead and I tore it into 4 pieces so that I could kind of spread it around the pages. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the one with the van, and I split it in half so that I could have half of it on the one side of the spread and then half of it on the other side of the spread. I can see that before I put this side down, there's going to be a spot there that has white space. So I'm taking a piece of the scrap and I'm going to go ahead and glue it in there and just handle that. Now this piece can go on and it will look cohesive. I'm so glad that she sent me these words in this image. I don't work with words a lot, but it's something that I would like to do. It's just something I don't think about very often. So it's nice that they were on a beautiful page and it just works with this so well. So I'm going to go ahead and use several words actually and phrases in this particular spread. When I create, I truly create from my heart and from my emotion. And even though I'm creating that way, I still kind of keep it a secret. So like I put my feelings and emotion into the work, but maybe I'm not saying it. So maybe that's why I don't use words that often. Or maybe it's just something I don't think about. I'm not sure which. It's a strange thing because I consider myself to be a very open person, but I'm also a very private person. And those can kind of seem like opposite things, but that's just how I am. And I know a lot of you will identify with that. So moving away from philosophical discussion, let's get back to our collage. I am filling in some of the white space before I add the other words in. So the words that I'm adding to this spread express my sense of adventure. I truly do enjoy discovering new things, going to new places, trying new food, all of that kind of stuff. I definitely have an adventurous spirit, and I definitely am comfortable not staying in one place. Now, some of you might have seen my last monthly collage, and it was You Didn't Know. It was hashtag You Didn't Know. And in that collage, I expressed and shared with you all that I had moved so many times when I was younger. And so I don't know if my sense of adventure comes from having to adapt to constantly being on the move, or if it's part of my personality. But in reality, it's probably both. I probably truly do have an adventurous spirit, and then having to adapt to living in different places and, meeting all different kinds of people and different accents and all of that kind of stuff, different environments, different temperatures, all of that I experienced growing up probably really added to my sense of adventure and my adaptability. So the words here, they kind of help to express that. As you can see, it says it's time to discover somewhere new. And that truly is something that I love to do. If I could, I would just travel to new places all of the time and just be in the environment, absorb it, learn it, live it, and just take it in. I love that. So if I could, that's what I would do. I would do that for the rest of my life. So this collage expresses that, and it's wonderful in that way. Now you can see that the pop-up van camper is on the page. Now some of you know that I have a camper. I actually have an Airstream. It's a 1967 Airstream. It belonged to my father, and when he became ill and we knew that he would be passing, and he asked me and my sister, how we wanted to divide things up, and I told him I would love to have the Airstream. And so, my sister and he agreed that I could have that. And my husband and I, we brought it home, and we restored it. And I absolutely love it so much. And so when my kids were younger, we camped in it a lot. We always stayed in the state of Florida, but we made sure to go to many of the state parks, and we enjoyed that. Every time we would go for a hike, we would go canoeing or kayaking, and then we'd always, just spend a day either checking out if it was near a small town or, just enjoying the environment. So it's something that I loved very much, and I hope to do again. Now, to be honest, we haven't camped with the kids in a while. It's been over a year, and there's a couple of reasons for that. For one, they're adults, and so Brandon has a full-time job, and Amanda's going to college, and their schedules are different. So when they were little, I kind of created their schedule, but now that they're adults, they have their own schedule. So that's one reason. And then the other is my Airstream sleeps 4, but there's 5 of us. And now that they're full grown, it's pretty tough to get everybody in there comfortably. So, there's been a lot of changes, and so it's not something that we can do very easily anymore. So I'm feeling like there's going to be a shift when it comes to the camping in the future. So I feel like it's probably going to be, when my husband retires, and then I'll retire too, most likely. And then maybe we go, and of course Andrew will be with us. But then maybe that's when we'll be able to take the Airstream out and go do, I'd like to do the perimeter of the United States, and then I know there's some stuff on the interior that he'd like to do, Route 66. And I heard Carol mention that she wants to do Route 66. So wouldn't it be awesome if we could do Route 66 together? I don't know, that would be pretty that would be pretty fantastic. We could do our Carol's Recrafted Boutique and Creating with Jovi Route 66 vlog, and that that would be awesome. Friends, I love this collage. It came out like a dream. The only thing I want to do is color in this white here, because you know I tend to like to do that just because I don't put the paper right up to it. And I am not using fancy pencils. Yes, these are, you guessed it, these are Crayola. These were my children's from when they were apparently in school. And instead of throwing them away, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna use them. And so that's what we're using here. And you know, when I'm done using up their old stuff, I'll get some fancy stuff, but I don't need it for my little collages. You know, you don't need anything fancy. Go steal your kids' pencils. I mean, you know, it's good, it's fine. So I got a little green in there, and I'm gonna go in with a little green blue. These are the twisty ones. That's fun, right? So let's go in with a little blue. And you know, it doesn't need to be matchy-matchy. It just, I don't like it to be white, really is my only. I just like to add a little color there sometimes. And maybe I need a little more blue. Let's find out. Let's see what happens when I put a little more blue on. Oh yeah, that looks good. To me, this is no different than inking. You know, if you have an ink and you're just inking with an ink pad, it's no different. It's just adding color where the white space is, that's all. A little up here. There we go. And there we go. What do you think, guys? Do you like it? It's time to discover somewhere new. And then Vroom with a view, and they've got their camper, and let's do this. It's exciting. It's a goal, because that is something I want to do more of in the future. I've camped with my kids, but I would like to take a trip around the United States, like the coast, and I'd really like to do that. So there is my fun collage. It's part 2 from the envelope that Carol sent me. I do still have more in that envelope, so at some point in time I'll be able to do a part 3. If you would like to join in on #swapandglue, let me know in the comments section. We will get that set up for you. It's a lot of fun. Thanks for watching. See you soon.